this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I thought we'd come along and have a bit of a play today making some large journal cards. Yeah, just fancied kind of doing something a bit different, and I thought, oh, let's use some of our collage masterboard scrapbook papers, which, yes, of course I have been hoarding. I can't quite bring myself to use these books, which, how ridiculous. So yeah, I thought, come on, just get a grip and actually come along and use some. So I have just torn out these 2 pages. Yep, not a lot really, but yep. And I thought, let's come along and make some massive journal cards. So I'm thinking kind of cut these more or less in half, which would obviously be huge journal cards. I mean, I could do them in quarters, but then they're probably not really, you know, they're not going to be impactful enough. I wanted to use some of my large images, which these are available in my Etsy shop. And yeah, I've cut some of them out. But as you can see, I mean, they're very big images. And, you know, so yeah, in order to obviously make, you know, make the best of these, we need the, you know, the base of the cards to be pretty huge too, don't we? So yeah, let's just cut them in half, I think, and then we'll probably cut them down slightly, if you see what I mean. So, you know, in half, but then just, you know, trim them up and, yeah, tidy them up, I think. So now, do we want to, yeah, oh, yeah, already I'm thinking, can't wait to use that. Right, okay, so going to take this and I'm just going to cut it down in half, hit like this. Now obviously, you know, I don't measure anything, so I'm not saying this is going to be exactly in half. Of course it's probably not, but you know, just to kind of get a rough start on it. Yeah, I think kind of like that. Now straight away I spotted obviously this butterfly and thought, oh my goodness, yummy, because of course it picked up that pink from that flower, and I thought, oh, that is going to look scrumptious on this as a journal card. So yeah, I'm going to go for that on there. Let me just move that to one side. Right, let's cut this one down and trim it up slightly. So sorry, I seem to have hot glue threads trailing around everywhere this morning. I've been doing obviously another video, and you know, so my hot glue's been on for a while, and now it's just got hot glue threads, you know, trailing around everywhere. So sorry about that. So I'm just going to again trim this up, just because I didn't make a very good job of cutting it. So hopefully, you know, got it a little bit straighter now. Don't know what I'm going to be using on this one, so let's just see out of the images that I've brought along. I mean, that's quite nice on there, isn't it? Yeah, we could have again another butterfly. That's pretty nice on there. So yeah, let's put the possibles like to this side. The owl is also quite nice. Ooh, I think maybe the toadstool actually. Yeah, I think the toadstool, and the bird's quite nice, but yeah, let's do the toadstool. So we could even have it kind of like off and then chop it, if you see what I mean. So yeah, let's have that like that. Okay, so this one I want to do exactly the same, just chop it in half, or cut it in half. Then again, just, you know, trim it up and tidy it up a little bit like that. Again, this edge is, even though it was the book edge, I've obviously mucked about with trimming it, and yeah, made a mess of it. So yeah, let's just trim it down a bit, and then this one here, and just kind of trim it down on the top and a little bit down the side here like that. Okay, do you think that looks better? Yeah, hopefully. I think I need to just take this slightly more. Okay, okie dokie. Right, and yeah, let's decide which images we're going to use on these ones. So yeah, I'm thinking obviously this flower's not really going to look right on anything, I don't know. Yeah, because obviously it's pretty purple, although to be honest it looks quite nice on there. I could use it on there. I mean, perhaps I should do that so it's not the obvious choice, but instead, you know, the very unobvious choice. So perhaps we should do that. Let me just check now. It's a bit boring to go for another butterfly, isn't it? Now, do we want to go for that bird? That's quite nice on there. Or we could have the owl. I think the bird, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, right. So I have picked my pieces. Now, what do we want to do is the question. Let me just see what this is. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's just some flowers, you know. I don't think I want those. Right, let's have a look. So I've got some labels and things here. Let me just see whether we want to tuck any of these out anywhere. I mean, that's kind of quite nice, isn't it? Could have that kind of coming out. It's quite pretty. And then I'm thinking kind of maybe bring some of that blue out. Sorry, I'm just going to have a sip of my tea. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if we could then use some ink and actually make this look quite turquoisey. Again, you know, this was not, you know, where I was anticipating that this video was going to head, but, you know, sometimes you just kind of spot something and think, oh, actually, you know, maybe that would be a good thing to use. So, yeah, let's try that. Now, I'm just going to bring in my windows and see. Don't think I've really got any turquoisey ones. Thought maybe that would be okay, but it's, yeah, nowhere near as turquoise as the label. So yeah, probably looks a bit rubbish, to be honest. Well, I guess I could use a black or a grey one. No, I don't think that looks quite right there. No. Okay, let's just put those to one side. Oh, what else have I got down here? Sorry, I'm just rummaging through things that are laying around. So, all right, just have a bit of a look. So I've got my bright bows, my bright butterflies. Let's see. Oh, I know I say this all the time, but honestly, in all our supplies that we have, you can just guarantee, can't you? We've got everything but the thing that we need. I mean, that's gorgeous on there, isn't it? I love, love, love that colour. Of course, that now does not go at all with this label. So now I'm kind of like, oh, which do I prefer? I probably, if I'm truthful, prefer the green polka dot bow. So I'm thinking maybe do the green polka dot bow instead. Right, I've now suddenly started now looking at things for this one. So yeah, I do apologise. I'm now jumping around. I think sometimes you just got to go with what catches your eye as it catches it, doesn't it? Because yeah, otherwise you kind of forget what it was that you spotted. So something caught my eye there, and yeah, let's just move that to one side. Right. So now I'm thinking, yeah, maybe not have that label, maybe go with these greens, because my goodness, that is such a pretty bow. Right, let's see what else we've got. So I've got my bright butterflies. Oh, and again, this is now the wrong colour green. It's just, oh, so typical, isn't it? And I say this so many times, but honestly, you know, we can have all the things in the world, but the chances are we still haven't got, you know, the one thing that we need. Which, I mean, how can that possibly even be, that we have so many things and, you know, yet not the right thing? It's just crazy, isn't it? Crazy situation. Oh, I don't know now, because I mean, yeah, to be fair, I was liking the look of the blue, and now I've taken that blue off, and of course I can't really see anything much, you know, that's going to look really gorgeous here with this green. I have got my green labels, but again, I need to print some more off, so I don't think I've actually got any ready to go, so that's a bit of a shame. You know, because they would have perhaps looked, you know, they would have tied it in, and yeah, would have looked really good. Also got my bright roses. I don't think I've got any of those in green. No, got an orange. I could have an orange one. Oh, I don't know now. This is just like getting a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, horribly unprepared, I think. So, right, let me finish my tea, so that's off the desk. Okay, right. Out the way. Oh, now I have just spotted behind my desk my curator's collection pieces. Kind of wondering if I could use this green butterfly, because it's got the, you know, the colour green of the bow in it. So yeah, again, just very much on the fly here, so wing and a prayer type stuff going on. Okay. Just quickly cut this one out. Don't know what butterfly this would be, to be honest. It's a weird shape, isn't it? Okay. Right, let's get rid of that orange flower, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be having an orange flower anyway. Don't want to have that butterfly getting lost anywhere in the background there. Oh, this is so annoying. Let me just see whether I've got any of those, you know, green labels anywhere else. So I have got some other things that I've semi-cut up here. So yeah, perhaps I've got some in here. Just really need something else in that beautiful, vibrant colour green, don't I? And it's so annoying because I can just literally picture the, you know, the label in that colour green. So I know that there is one, but of course it's just don't have any printed unless I do. So yeah, that's why I'm just quickly checking to see whether I've got any, you know, buried in my stuff that's ready for fussy cutting. Or right, got another envelope actually of things that I have started fussy cutting, so let me just have a check through there just in case it's in there at all. No, of course it's not. I mean, sometimes I just think these things would be far too easy, wouldn't they, if we actually had the bits that we, you know, we need or would like. That's just not how life works, is it? Yeah. No, that's very annoying. Okay, right. Yes, I pulled that butterfly out because I thought, oh, I wonder if we could like layer it on top of there. Probably not. I'm probably now, you know, talking rubbish, but I just thought, I wonder what that would look like layered on top of that other one. Just again, because I thought, oh, that is such a pretty colour. Okay. I mean, I do love like massive things, so I just thought, oh, these are going to be really great fun, you know, making some really big journal cards. Yeah, I think they're going to look really good. And I am wondering whether we could kind of like patina around the edge of this or something. I mean, I was thinking originally ink, but I'm actually thinking patina perhaps would be, you know, more dramatic, more kind of impactful. So yeah, maybe kind of patina would be the way to go. I'm just going to pull this back in and just see whether we could kind of get away with having the blue. I know I'd said no, but oops, sorry, dragging things around now with my sleeves. And that's quite pretty, isn't it? Let's just see what else I've got here to the side. Oh, what are these? Again, not quite right, because of course they're not the right size. Oh. Right, I'm just thinking, for the Christmas freebie that I did, that had some green things, didn't it? So I'm just going to have a look and see because I actually can't remember everything that was on there, but just, you know, just having a look to see if that's got any green stuff that would be, you know, suitable to be able to be used here. No, it's all behind my desk, and no, I've now not got that sheet. Oh, no, I've got all the other sheets, but not the sheet with the bright fussy cut pieces. So that's typical, isn't it? All the sheets but the sheet that I'd actually like to use. What is this? Oh, I don't know now. How annoying. Got my washi tape, which is kind of cute. I know it's not green at all. I don't, you know, I'm not thinking it's green. Actually, I've just got some more fussy cuts here, which I just noticed. This is why it's just so beneficial to have things dotted around everywhere, because you just never know what could be laying around that, you know, might just be useful, might just be the one thing that you're actually looking for. So yeah, I'd highly recommend just have rubbish everywhere, and then eventually you might just get lucky and it be the one thing that you need. No, I am joking, you know, unless you like living in chaos like I am. I wouldn't necessarily recommend having rubbish laying around everywhere, but that said, look at how handy this has worked out, because I have got these bits all laying around. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Right, okay, let me put these onto my lap so they're not all over the desk as well. Okay. Oh, how about that? How about that? That's really pretty, isn't it? Yeah, right, okay. So, I mean, it's a bit strange, you know, not necessarily, well, I mean, not at all the thing that I would have, you know, expected to be putting down on this journal card. But hey, it does look pretty. So, you know, if it looks pretty, why not? Why not go for it? There's no rules, are there? So, just going to have to dab it off with my inky tissue. I'm afraid that I was doing something with ink yesterday, and so it's now covered in ink, but luckily dry. It's not like it's going to contaminate. Yeah, then I'm going to put my bird down, and obviously the bird's going to then only be shown a portion of this, which is perfect. So let's put him down. Now I'm just using wet glue for all of these things. Whoops. Like that. Okay. Like that. Because although that little journal card piece here that I've put on has got kind of the other, you know, the other picture on it, the other details, it works okay because it's actually kind of the same colour as this part of the bird. So I think it's still, you know, it still looks okay. Okie dokie. Right. Now thinking. Maybe just like that, to be honest. Looks very pretty, doesn't it? Let's just check. Yeah, I mean, that all looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Don't know whether I want this big butterfly on there or not. Just see how it does look layered up. Just a bit strange. Just seeing what else I've got here. Okay. Oh, I mean, like, how striking and gorgeous do these look? Just lovely, aren't they? Don't know whether I really want two of them. That's the question. You know, is that just a bit too cluttery then? But that said, you know, I do always like that cluttered look. So, you know, maybe that's quite pretty. And obviously I am going to stitch around this, I think, on the sewing machine, and also going to ink. So let's bring in some ink. Got the cracked pistachio. Is that going to be too green, I wonder? What's this one? And I've got the salvaged patina. Now I'm just wondering whether I might take a mix of these and put them around the edge of here. What do we think? Oh, do you know, let's just go for some of this, because, you know, otherwise I could be here all day just, you know, dithering around and, yeah, just generally annoying myself. So, yeah, let's just put them down. Okay. Like that. Looks pretty, doesn't it? Now, even wondering whether we could have a third one. I know it seems like a lot, but, you know, this is a big card. So, I mean, it can, you know, it can take it. It's not like a tiny card that, you know, is then swamped. It's got plenty of space, hasn't it? So, yeah, I think it's okay. You know, I think we can get away with it. Oh, then maybe that butterfly is too big now. I took that one because I thought, oh, we need a big one. And now it's like, oh, maybe that actually is a bit too huge. So let's just put this one down. Like that. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to now try and ink it up, I think, with the sorry, just now checking which way around I want these bits. Do we like that butterfly, or has that butterfly like got no place here whatsoever? Not sure now. I mean, obviously I've now added those pinks, haven't I, with the flowers. So, I mean, you know, we could even maybe get away with some sort of pink on here. Again, I'm not going to have the right colour pink, so yeah. Oh well, we'll scrap that idea because, yeah, of course we don't have the right colour pink. I have that tiny butterfly, but that's now too tiny, so yeah, scrap that idea as well. Right. Just check whether we've got any other label pieces or anything. Oops, got that one, which is blue, which of course is not right at all. It's all this stuff. No, I'm getting too much stuff on here now. Yeah, way too cluttered. Do we like it there like that? Do we like that? I think I quite like that bow down there actually. So yeah, let's put the bow down here. Like that. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Now, do we want to round the corners of this? Yeah, I think we do want to. So, again, I'm just going to, actually, I'm going to take my big corner rounder because, yeah, I think, whoops, sorry. Now dropping everything. Oh dear. Right, sorry about this. This is a rather protracted process, isn't it? Yeah, let's have the rounded corners like that. Now, obviously, this is the, you know, the kids' book page on the back. So I think what I would do is just probably paint the backs of these to use them as the journal cards. So, yeah. I'm not going to actually back them onto anything. I'm just going to, I think... Right, now I'm just going to use a little bit on here because I just want to see what type of green we're going to get. So that's pretty green. Okay, and this is the salvaged patina now. Oh, the salvaged patina, yeah. Right, I love this salvaged patina colour. It's gorgeous, isn't it? So pop that around on the corners, just in, you know, not the whole thing, but just, yeah, in a few places. So, I mean, on that book page, definitely. And then maybe just, you know, 1 or 2 areas, just kind of dab it around a bit. Like that. Again, kind of, yeah, like that, I think. I want a bit more down the bottom, possibly. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty, doesn't it? And then do we want to have that butterfly? Maybe to the side. So, yeah, I'm going to then stitch around this. So, right, actually, do I want this straight or curved? I'm going to have it straight. So I'm going to put it to one side and then we're going to stitch around them like in one go, so that I'm hopefully speed up this process a bit, because I'm sure I'm very annoying to everybody because I'm annoying myself. Right, okay, so we've got this pretty flower. Now, obviously I've got the white space here. I probably am going to be covering it up, so that's why I'm not going to worry too much about kind of cutting it off, because actually, you know, it's going to be covered up anyway, I think, on the whole. So yeah, I don't think I need to worry too much. I'm just wondering whether I could have, I know that seems a bit like an overdose of the bows, but actually they look kind of quite nice, don't they? Again, I think this is probably too small. Yeah, I think it probably is a bit on the small side. What do we think to having something like that there? I'm just quickly rummaging through like my other little bits and pieces that I've got that are ready fussy, you know, fussy cut out, to see if I've got anything else that might be suitable. Not those, that's for sure. Got another big number. I've got some frames now. Just have a look. Oh, about a dark number. That might be quite nice. You know, I like to break it up so that it's not all, you know, bright and thingy, but some of it's a bit more, what's the word? What is the word I'm looking for? Sultry. Not really sultry, but, you know, a bit more dramatic, let's just say. You know, it might kind of have a bit more of a dramatic feel. Actually thinking maybe we'll have a book plate or something on here. Right, okay. Now I'm going to just ink this up slightly. Oops, I'm going to use the wrong colour. So I'm just using my walnut stain for this. I've cut this with the Scan and Cut, so it's got just a little bit of a sort of crisp white edge to it, so that's why I'll just go around it with the walnut stain, because it just kind of eliminates that. Okay, and then just pop this one down here. Okay, so I love the way this picks up that green from the leaves in this flower. So again, then just go over with this, or no, go under with this, sorry. So this is going to just poke out from here like that. Okay, and then this flower, again, just going to go around slightly. I fussy cut this, so, you know, it's not got the sharp white outline, if you see what I mean, that the Scan and Cut leaves. But having said that, I'm sure it's got other bits of inaccuracies from my fussy cutting. So, yeah. Okay. Right. Okey-doke. Oh, I have to say, I love how that looks, just even like that. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Right, so pop that down. Oops. Right, got another tissue here from yesterday. So, yeah, I've just binned the other one because actually it was really covered in ink. So, or, you know, paint, whatever it was on there. So, yeah, I've got this one now. And, yeah, let's just put this down. Yeah, love that purple bow on there. It's gorgeous, doesn't it? Okay. And again, if I position it carefully, then I've really covered up the majority of that white space. So it just, you know, it's being lazy really, but it just saves me having to, you know, fussy cut that white part out. Of course, I could have inked that white bit, you know, that would have been fine too. But, you know, if you can just actually cover it over, then it just saves you doing any of that stuff, doesn't it? So again, just going to round these corners like that. And that one. And then I think this one, because we've got this, you know, dark and sultry label on there, let's go for dark and sultry around the edge of this. So, yeah. Okay. Like that. Okay, nearly done. I mean, hopefully we're going to just get, whoops, lots of different looks from our journal cards. So again, I'm going to just stitch around that, and then obviously we're going to come back, we're going to do some finishing touches. So I mean, don't think, oh gosh, that looks rubbish, because, you know, well, it might still look rubbish, don't get me wrong, but hopefully we're going to do some finishing touches and it will not look rubbish at all. Right, so I've pulled in this one now. Again, let's just see if we want any bits and pieces. You know, again, I've got those bright roses and things, so we'll just try those and just, you know, I'm just playing around really with, you know, what I happen to have here really. You know, because wouldn't that be handy? Wouldn't it be handy if I just happen to have the right things? I mean, it doesn't happen very often, does it, that we have just the right things? It's normally we have everything but the right things. But yeah, I just thought, well, wouldn't that be really great if the things I happen to have here are, you know, just the right perfect things that I would have chosen anyway. So I'm just going to cut this label down. Oops. Like that. Okay. Well, that's quite nice, isn't it? Now, I have to say, those roses, they're not the biggest ones. I know they're quite big, but yeah, I think they're smaller. They're the smaller ones, I think. Oh, I don't know now whether to have those roses or not on there. Oh, do you know, let's just go for it. I'm in one of those moods, you know, let's just go for it moods. Right, again, just going to ink up that white space that we can see there. Like that. And just a bit around those edge parts. Okay. Right, let's just glue this one down. Okay, oops. Put that one there, just kind of poking out. Then this one, obviously I've used this, you know, for something else. So I'm just going to cut here, just because actually there's quite a bit of white space, but then going to just ink this up, and this is going to be hidden under that butterfly. So, you know, where I've obviously partially used that rose, it doesn't matter, because actually we're not really going to see it. This portion is going to be hidden underneath that butterfly. So yeah. And of course, as hoarders, that's why we keep these things, isn't it? You know, we've used most of it, but hey, we're just going to keep it because it might come in handy. And hey, it has come in handy. So yeah, that's why we never throw things away, isn't it? Because we knew that eventually we'd be doing something else that would be just calling out for that. Right. Now, I'm definitely thinking we need more than one number or something over there. But yeah, let's just get the butterfly down, which is, of course, our sort of star of the show, as it were. So let's get that down here. Oops. Sorry, just need to move that down slightly because I've forgotten what I said about, oh, don't worry, we're going to cover this bit up. Went way too high, and of course it wasn't covering it up at all. We would have just had half a rose there. Okay. So yeah, we're going to have this one here. Let me just see if I've got any other numbers. Oh, that might just do the trick. I've got this one. Because obviously we have got, you know, we've got a green theme going on, haven't we? I wonder if we could have it like that. I'm aware that I've got this space down here, but I don't want it to look too, you know, well, I was going to say too deliberate. Of course it's going to look deliberate, but you know, don't want it to look like I've got things in all four corners, which it's at the moment a bit at risk of looking that way, isn't it? Well, I mean, I guess it could go like that, couldn't it? Yeah, let's do that anyway. Right. Okay. Well, let's just hope for the best. Hope that when it's done, it's not going to look weird. It might do. Might look weird, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Right. So yeah, that's that one. Now again, do we want to round the corners on this? We have done on the others. Which, I mean, the corners do kind of make it look more finished off, don't they? So yeah, let's round the corners there. Like that. Okay. Like that. Now, again, I'm thinking to incorporate this beautiful pinky fuchsia, shall we bring in some pinky fuchsia inking around the edges? Now, this might not be the right colour. I mean, it looks very pink, doesn't it? Yeah, I feel a bit nervous that I'm going to overdo this. Right, let me just change my ink pad and hopefully not contaminate everything. Right, again, just going to try it here. Okay. It's not right, you know, quite the right colour, is it? It's not too bad. Let me just check. Oh, well, let's just go for it, shall we? Because, yeah, let's go for it and be adventurous. Right. I know, how many times have I said let's go for it and be adventurous in this video? I think it's because really I'm not feeling adventurous and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm probably mucking this up completely. So I'm having to convince myself that it's in the name of adventure that we're doing this. Okay, because then I'll feel better, you know, feel better about it. But yeah, I mean, really deep down I'm feeling like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Right, let's just get that really along there. Okay. Well, it looks okay actually to me. So yeah, I might just go in a bit more in one or two places with the pink. Like that. That looks pretty, doesn't it? Yeah. Should we just get a bit more on over there? That looks really pretty now. And I've also got my pink stays on. Now, again, I don't know whether I'm going to just really muck this up, but I'm wondering if we could go round, you know, quite like this, where you kind of crisp up those edges. Can you see, if I show you, you know, that edge compared to like that edge, it's got a really crisp line now. That's, you know, that's the stays on effect. So, you know, I've dabbed a bit here, but again, you know, I don't think that matters. I think it's okay. So yeah. Yummy, yummy, really, really pretty. Right, okay, last one, you'll be pleased to know. Yep, last one. Right, what are we going to do with this one? Well, we've got obviously the lovely toadstool. Now, I did say, didn't I, about having the toadstool hanging off to the side, which, yeah, I still think would look gorgeous. Cut this butterfly off earlier, so I'm thinking let's try and use that butterfly because I think that would look pretty cute, actually, on there. Okay, get rid of those ink pads off the desk. Now, I've not put the pink away just yet, just in case we want to do some pink stuff on here. I know, it's, yeah. I wanted to do something really eclectic today and just really, really wild and not what I would normally do, kind of not typical. So I hope that I'm achieving that, not just kind of being just wild and crazy as in, oh my goodness, whatever it is you're making just looks awful. I hope we're doing wild and crazy and, you know, super cool looking. Not just wild and crazy and, oh my goodness, what an awful, awful mess. Oh, how about that? That looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Yeah, I quite like how that looks. Oh, do you know, let's just go for that. Right, so going to pop the mushroom down. Now, obviously, the toadstool, I'm going to cut it off because it's going to be overhanging on this, you know, this side. So, but again, I'm not too worried because I'm going to be then stitching around this. So, you know, wherever it's hung off, if I don't have glue holding it in properly, it doesn't really matter because when I stitch it, you know, hopefully that will capture that or, you know, clasp it down anyway. So, yeah, it's not the end of the world. Right, just press this down like that. Okay. Right, take my bow. And then the butterfly, yeah, I kind of wanted him like going off to the side. Now, just before I glue that butterfly down, I'm just going to check that actually I wouldn't prefer a different colour butterfly because, you know, yeah, maybe I would. So let's just have a look. I've got my bright butterflies here. Because obviously this one's got, you know, oranges and things like that. So we could maybe use a different colour butterfly. I mean, that looks kind of nice on there, doesn't it? Or we could have the green up here and then an orange butterfly down here. Do you see what I mean? To, you know, bring the green in up there and then the orange in down there. Just going to try another different one. Again, just going to try that overlaying thing. No, it doesn't really look very good, does it? I mean, that's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, quite pretty. What do we think? What do we think to that pink bow? I mean, is that just like, what are you thinking? Why are you doing that? Would it look better with a green bow? I mean, or no bow. Of course, it could have no bow at all. I just thought the bow looked kind of cool on there. I've got this one. Maybe is, I don't know. Just see what other colours I've got here. Got the polka dot one. I think that's too big actually. This one might be too small. I think that one, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I'm drawn to that. And, you know, sometimes you just have to go for your first instincts, don't you? You know, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, if everyone else is watching this thinking, crazy, what's she doing? You know, it's, yeah, it's not the end of the world, is it? So, yeah, let's just go for our first instincts and go for this one. Okay. Again, just squish this down. Yep, I do quite like this butterfly, so just checking where I want him. And then do we want this one on here as well? Don't know if he's really showing up that brilliantly, to be honest, this one, which is a bit of a shame. Let me just see whether if I have him like that. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff going on around that toadstool, haven't we, if we have it like that. But actually a lot of stuff, but I think looks, you know, looks okay. I think it works. So again, just going to ink this up because this had been cut with the Scan and Cut. Pop the label down like that. Okay. like that. Okay. And then this one here. Again, I think I'll leave the wings kind of flapping like that. And then we're going to have this one up here. Now, do we want it over there? I think I do. Right, okay. So just need to be a bit careful when I go to the sewing machine with this one, because I'm not saying it's really close to the edge, but, you know, my technique with the sewing machine is not brilliant. So, to me, it probably looks like it's right at the edge once I get to that sewing machine. So again, just going to round them corners, just because it, you know, finished it off quite nicely, didn't it? Oops. Okay, maybe this needs emptying. I'll just see if I can do the other two before emptying it. Okay, right. And then, do we want to ink this up to make it look a bit more pinky like this one? Because to be honest, you know, this does look gorgeous, doesn't it now? So yeah, let's be adventurous. Oh, I know. I'm sick of hearing myself say it. Right. Okay. So again, just going all around like that. Oh, how cute does that toadstool look with like the touch of pink just kind of going up the stem of it. It looks really, really pretty. It really looks gorgeous. Okay. Right. Oh, that's so yummy, isn't it? And again, I'm just going to then finish that off just with that touch of stays on around the edge, you know, because it just, what's the word? Kind of like crisps it up, you know. It just, yeah, it's a little bit stronger in intensity, I suppose, than the, you know, the Distress inks. And yeah, it just kind of makes it stand out, I guess, a bit, which, you know, just looks awesome. So just go right the way around like that. Okay. Oh, love, love, love how they look. I have to say, I'm now thinking I need to do that with these. So yeah, this one I've got a teal stays on. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to get it nicely, so hang on a second. Let's just hope I don't drop everything down on you all again. Right, hold on. Right, let me just move one or two things so as I can get to the teal. Oh, that was azure, so no, that was the wrong one anyway. I thought, well, that's weird, because I feel like I've used the teal recently. It's obviously dragging around somewhere on my desk. Not there. Oh, where is it? Where is it indeed, is the question. Right, not there, not there. Oh, that's very annoying, because now I'm not going to be able to find it, of course. Of course, of course. Right. Okay, I'm going to take them to the sewing machine, and whilst I have the camera off, I'm going to just have a quick hunt around, see if I can see the teal. If I can't, then, you know, it's not the end of the world. I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back from the sewing machine. So it's a couple of hours later now, because of course I then got waylaid with other stuff when the sewing once the camera went off. But I just wanted to kind of mention another thing that I did. So I just went round this one again. This time I used Salty Ocean just to kind of more, you know, blue up those edges. And I also went round the very edge with my teal stays on. So that's what I did with that one. And then this one, again, I went round the edge with the timber brown stays on. Just to kind of like emphasise, you know, the, yeah, the vintage, oh my goodness, I can't talk. The vintage look a little bit more. And obviously, the you know, bring out the teal a little bit more. So that is what I have done with those. Right, so let's kind of finish them off. And yeah, kind of to show you, you know, how I'm going to finish them off. So first of all, I'm going to start by gessoing the back. And, you know, I mean, again, this is not really anything that you guys haven't seen before, but just wanted to kind of just Oh my goodness, look at how much gesso I've now poured out. Just to kind of demonstrate, you know, when I said that I was just gesso in the back, I'm just going over, you know, super lightly, well, not lightly, sorry, that was the wrong word, super roughly, just to cover up, you know, what was on there. So again, I could have done with a bigger brush, but hey, this was the biggest brush that was in my pot. So what happens is, if I'm good enough to actually remember to wash them, which I have to say, yeah, I'm pretty rubbish at doing that as well. I take them downstairs, wash them, and then what happens is they then stay downstairs. You know, I put them on the stairs ready to bring them back up, and yeah, I don't actually get round to bringing them back up. So yeah, that's why I'm down to now a silly brush. But I just wanted to show you just very quickly, you know, what I meant I was going to do on the back. Now, obviously, I kind of overdid it because a lot squirted out there. So I'm just going to go over again with a tissue, which will hopefully tone it down, or not tone it down, but, you know, get rid of those lines. So again, just kind of like dab it off. Oops. You know, you could use a wipe, you could use a sponge, whatever, really. But you're just, you know, you're getting a writable surface basically on there. So, you know, looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, right. Now I've made a mess of my desk. Oh, it's rapidly just turning into one of those videos, isn't it? It's funny how quickly that can happen. You know, 1 minute you're perfectly clean and doing okay. The next minute, you know, I've literally opened the gesso and wow, I'm then covered in stuff. So yes, it doesn't take long for me to go from, you know, fine to super messy. Right, okay. Wiping all of those bits up. Okay, so what I've now got is a few little bits and pieces to kind of finish these journal cards off with. Now, I've got these gorgeous flowers. I have used these quite a few times recently. However, as I always say, you know, I do film ahead, and it just does depend on the upload order as to whether or not you will have actually seen them, because, you know, obviously I film ahead, and then what happens, sorry, I'm just quickly wiping the gesso as much as I can off of my fingers. What happens is I film ahead, and then of course, you know, there might be something that dictates what order I actually am going to be putting things up. So yeah, just because I, you know, filmed this ages ago doesn't mean that it's necessarily the video that's gone up yet, if that makes sense. So I might just kind of put that. Now I've got this lilac ribbon, which actually now in hindsight I'm like, oh, it's not really the right colour. I have also got this purple. This purple might be a bit too purpley, it's got to be said. But I was kind of thinking, could we, you know, could we staple this on as a bit of a sort of ruffle? Let me just see, because I've got some other ribbons as well. I've got some Grosgain ribbon. I bought all these ribbons from Amazon recently, and yeah, I did have some lilac. Oh, now of course I can't see it. Right, let's just go with this one, because otherwise I feel like we'll just be here all day while I'm just searching for my ribbon now. Now, I find the best way to do this, if I'm not wanting to actually staple onto the card itself, which, you know, I don't mind doing that, but because this is now, you know, I'm planning on putting this like in the middle of the card, it maybe would be a bit weird, because the staples would then be running in the middle of the back. So, you know, I guess it just depends. If it were on the edge, I probably wouldn't really mind having the staples, but because it's going to be on, you know, in the middle, I think it's probably better to do my you know, stapling first. So I'm going to just kind of finish it off, I think, like that. Now again, this flower, obviously I could kind of just staple that on, but because it's not necessarily right at the edge of the card, I feel like, you know, who wants a staple right in the middle of their journaling card? So for that reason, I'm just going to sort of staple it together and then glue it down. So, I mean, I did talk about having the, oh, what do you call it? Book plate there. Might still have a book plate there, but I haven't quite decided. So just going to put the flower down first, like that. Okay. Oops. Like that. So that looks really pretty, doesn't it? Now, just wondering whether in the middle of the flower I could just have this green, whoops, green button, which of course then brings the green in from the rest of the card. So, you know, although it's a grungy card, you know, i.e. we've gone quite dark with the inking and all of that, you know, we've made it look very vintage. We have in fact brightened it right up with the green. It's got the green leaves, and now that green button is just tying it all together, isn't it? And yeah, I mean, I think that looks just gorgeous, to be honest. Just got this green butterfly, which again, I just spotted it out the corner of my eye, so I'm just going to try that. Just see. Okay. Right. Oops. But, you know, I might decide actually that's too much. I don't need the butterfly. But having said that, I do always love a butterfly, as you know. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking actually the butterfly does look good on there. Oh, my journal card now is very soggy with that gesso. I was hoping it might have dried a bit, but yeah, it's still drying. So it might be that we're not going to manage to finish that one off now, which that would be a shame, wouldn't it? You just can't tell really how long these things are going to take sometimes. So right, where do we think the butterfly looks best? Oh, I'm going to, I think, put it down here like that. And again, you know, I really like to have the wings flapping, but you know, it's all personal choice. So that's that journal card. Now I'm just going to lift my tripod up slightly, you know, so to hopefully get it all in. Now I have to say the other thing that I did do, I did scan these when I went downstairs, you know, when I sewed them, and then when I went downstairs, took them with me and I scanned them in. I haven't put them up yet, so I don't know how they look with the scanned in version. I'm hoping they look lovely and they will be in my shop. Obviously, if not, I won't be putting them in my shop. So we'll kind of see. But yeah, I mean, how lovely is that? And I have to say, what I really love is these feel awesome. I love the feel of a massive journal card. They just, oh, they feel gorgeous. You know, there's something really lovely about the feel of a big journal card. So that is the first one. And I forgot, obviously, all about the, what do you call it? The book plate after all that waffling about it, and then just totally forgot about it. So yes, clearly we're not going to be having any book plate on there at all. Now this one here, I might just add this bit of lace here. I have to say this lace was just kind of laying around on the table, but again it just caught my eye, and I thought actually, you know, although this card looks very bright, so not really vintage looking, this lace just kind of pulls it straight back, doesn't it? And, you know, straight away kind of causes it to look, you know, have a vintage feel about it. So just see whether I want to have any of these flower trims or anything. No, they might be. I'll just see if I want it down there actually. Was this the one that I struggled with that corner? I just can't remember whether it was or it wasn't now. I think it was. Just see. I've got like a bunch of buttons and things here, so I'm just going to see if I've got any suitable ones. Of course it's unlikely, because that's just how it goes, isn't it? Of course, you know, you never have the thing that you need or would like. This is quite a like a bulbous button, if there is such a thing. It's quite a chunky one, so it maybe, you know, would kind of compromise this a little bit. But having said that, I mean, they look pretty, don't they? Let me just see what they look like up there. Oh, they look nice up there too. Oh, perhaps I'll have them up there. Okay. Just that one. And then this one. Okie dokie. Right. I mean, that button is purple, but for some reason it's got a bit of a sort of pinky look, and yeah, I think it looks okay. It ties in, you know, ties in okay, even though it's not, you know, it's not pink. This butterfly, it's got a very pinky purpley colour, so it looks good. Definitely does look good. Okay. So yeah, love how that looks. Now, do we need anything down here is the question. I mean, we could even do like a wax seal here. That would look really nice, wouldn't it? Let me just pull in my wax seal stuff. Okay. I have to say, I probably could do with actually just doing a bunch of wax seals to have on hand, which of course I have kind of done, but every time I've done them, I've put them onto, you know, like ribbon or something else. I haven't actually really got any just now wax seals ready to use. They're all wax seals that I've then put other things on, and actually, like in this instance, I think it would benefit from just a wax seal, not, you know, not a ribbon or anything like that. So let's have a look. I'm thinking this colour, gorgeous. Maybe a bit, oh, I don't know. I was going to say a bit of gold, maybe. Kind of browny in it. Oh, I don't know. Maybe another bit of pink. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, it's going to look scrumptious, I have to say. I mean, weirdly enough, yeah, I've got to confess and say, you know, I really wasn't too sure about these journal cards. As I'm sure probably you guys weren't either. They were looking a little bit like, oh, what's she doing? And of course, yes, I was getting that vibe myself. But now they're finished, I really do love them. You know, they've gone full circle now. And yeah, I do really, really like them. So I really hope that you guys like them too. Right, okay, while we're waiting for the wax to melt, I'm just going to move on to this one. I'm only playing around with this ribbon because it just happened to be, you know, laying about on the desk. And I just thought, oh, well, let's just see if it fits anywhere on here. I don't think it really does, but yeah. You know, when you just kind of spot things and think, well, you know, let's try it. Right. Oh, I don't know now what we want here. I'm sure I had a plan for that butterfly when I put it on there, and of course now that's just gone completely out my head. I've no idea what my plan actually was with that butterfly. Right, let's put that ribbon away. Let's just see in my kind of Grow Gain ribbons whether I've got any that might be nice on here. So I think this is a bit too blue. This one looks good. Yes, can you tell I'm now trying to hoard this ribbon? You know, didn't mind using this one, even though it didn't look so good. This one, I think, looks better, but I'm like, oh, I haven't got that much in the way of this bluey-greeny colour left. So, yeah, of course, not wanting to use it. I mean, what's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Right. Oh, my goodness. Come on, this is just taking forever to melt now because that candle, you know, the flame's like really low down. Right. Now, do we want this right the way across the top, or do we want it just like halfway, or do we want it down the side? Can't really have it down this side because it would just chop off half his face. So yeah, I'm going to have it across here. Now again, what I'm going to do is just glue this on. You know, like I say, I don't mind having the staples personally, but you know, I'm not saying that they're everybody's thing. So, you know, I'm just going to ruffle this up with my hot glue. And you know, that looks fine. It's yeah, it's perfectly good. You know, of course I could have sewn this. Now personally, I don't really tend to sew ruffles with ribbon. I feel like that would be a little bit too dangerous for me because ribbon's pretty thin, isn't it? And yeah, I'm pretty sure that I would stitch through my finger at some point doing very thin things like ribbon. But that said, I have seen other people ruffle ribbon, so I know it's possible. It's just I don't think I'm skillful enough to do that. You know, my sewing skills are really not great. So yeah, I think I'll steer clear from that and just give that a wide berth. Right. Now, where I've got one or two ruffles that are kind of like, you know, a bit bulky, if you see what I mean, I can just put just a touch of glue on and then just squash them down. Like that. Okay. Like that. Okay. That looks so pretty, doesn't it? I love how that looks. Now, do we want to wax seal or anything on this? I mean, this one is quite a cluttered kind of look to it. So it might be that there's not even really anywhere that I could even put a wax seal, even if I wanted to. I'm just going to give this pink a bit of a stir around before I drop that gold one in. Oh, this is annoying. I should really have put a better candle in with more, you know, more of a thingamajig, more of a wick sticking up, because that's not much of one. Oh, I'm now thinking maybe a bit of this. Just seemed like it didn't really kind of, you know, have much wax in there. So I'll just kind of give that a stir around again in a moment. Now, do we want any buttons or anything like that on this? I mean, I don't think so, really, because this is quite cluttered. And so I feel like, you know, putting anything anywhere now is kind of like, yeah, congesting the whole thing. I mean, that button looks quite pretty, I suppose, on that butterfly. I don't mind it with and I don't mind it without. So I'm, yeah, probably going to leave it without. Let me see how this gesso's doing. Oh, still not dry. That's so annoying. Right, while we're waiting for this to melt, I'm just going to give this a blast with my heat tool. Oh, no, I'm not. It's not plugged in. Right, okay, scrap that. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. We're going to have to just wait for the wax to melt instead. So, right, give it a quick stir around. Okay, looking good. Okay, and then I'm going to just drop that gold in. So we can just have a little bit of a, you know, little bit of a stir around of gold as well. Okay. Sorry about this. I know it's pretty boring watching that, just like watching paint dry, but it's just kind of how it is, I'm afraid. So, yeah, definitely should have done, you know, a candle with more wick in it. Well, I mean, this one had a fair amount, but it's obviously a bit swamped by wax, I'm guessing. Come on. Oh. Come on. Honestly, don't things just seem to take forever? You know, if you're watching for them, it's worse than ever, isn't it? Yeah, that's what's going on here. Right, okay, let's just go for that because it could be here all day. So, right, I'm going to have it in this corner, but kind of over these labels, hopefully. So, yeah, like that. And then just take my seal, just stamp it down. Okay, leave that on there for a couple of seconds. Oh, just dry my spoon out. Okay. Right, so I mean, as you can see, I've mucked up my wax seal a bit. You know, didn't pour enough wax on, but it still looks good. It's, you know, it still looks fine. I don't think it's kind of a problem or anything. Just having half the wax seal on there is, you know, perfectly fine. So obviously I'm still waiting for the gesso to dry, so we can't actually finish this one, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, I mean, we would have obviously, you know, decorated this had the gesso dried. And then the other two that we did, I just bring those in, or obviously, whoops, these ones. So aren't they just so gorgeous? And like I say, I mean, they've just got the most scrumptious feel being these large cards. So yeah, I hope that you like them. And yeah, obviously, if you have a look in my Etsy shop, you know, like I say, if they've scanned in okay, they will hopefully be in there. You know, if they look rubbish, of course, I won't be putting them in. So yeah, I hope you like them. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.